Hello and welcome back to Process of Elimination. My name is Maybe Dennis, and last time we were basically tracing Armored steps. We started in the helipad, and then we went to like the maze, and then we kind of went all the way to the underground lab just to find out, no, he's pretty much just ahead of us. We just keep missing him. So we go outside to find that, wait, the black XPX is there, but it's not chasing after us. So like, after it rains, something might have reset in it. We also found out that during our investigation of the underground lab, things might not actually turn out to how we thought it was. It's actually very possible that Workaholic was not killed by Renegade, but actually may have killed himself to take out Renegade. And now we've made it all the way back to the mansion and found Armor's alive! Yes, yes! No, wait, he's dead! No. Oh wait, no, he's alive! And we kind of just, reunite with him, have a good time, and he's like, oh man, it's a good thing that this murder, that could have been a double murder, didn't happen because it killed Senior, and who should have been downtown, but you were there to trigger the trap, and we're like, wait, something's weird, we're gonna reinvestigate this. So that's kind of where we are now. Honestly, a lot of it was just kind of following Armor when trying to find out where he is, why he did a lot of things, and no, he's just Armor, he's not really that suspicious. But it seems like we're about to reinvestigate the case with, I'm not sure about downtown, but definitely the case with Senior and how he died. So, let's head into it.
探偵デバイスの日付を見ると、事件が起きたのは今から9日前の9時頃だったわね。無能ちゃんを除いた私たちは、このモルグ島の最寄りである七瀬島に集まったわ。それから約3時間かけて、正午頃にモルグ島へ着いた私たちは、研究棟で大量の死体を発見したの。それからしばらくは死体の確認や検視をしていたわね。
Okay, so they arrived around that time. I don't know what time Senior arrived. I know he had to bring us here like a few days early and then like do his own thing, but I'm not really sure about the timeline for that.
僕が目覚めて洋館に到着したのはその1時間前。つまり11時にこのエントランスホールのトラップに引っかかって気絶したんです。
途中で洋館へ行くよう理想探偵に指示されたのは社畜、飛脚、科学、渋谷、大和、武装以上の6名でしたねと少女が自らの記憶を口にする。
Yeah, so another thing about the Quartering Duke is that we're suspecting the Quartering Duke of committing the first two murders, or first murder and first attempted murder. And, I mean, the thing that kind of got me curious is that, first of all, we never really found out who the murderer was. I always had my suspicion that it was one of the 6 people that were there to, like, essentially, quote-unquote, arrest us when we first got here, because they were the first ones to really be able to tamper with the evidence. At the end, I thought maybe it was downtown, because she was clearly trying to kill some people. But maybe it was actually someone else. Maybe it was Workaholic. Workaholic had the ability to use the strings. But if we're really dead set on it being the invincible detective, aka the Quartering Duke, I think, then that means they're still alive, probably, because they're the final boss. Once again, probably. For all I know, maybe the Quartering Duke is already dead. No, he has those broadcasts, so he's not dead yet. I think. I mean, a lot of things are still up in the air, but out of the 6 people that we were like encountered, the ones currently alive are Doleful, Techie, and Armor. Workaholic, Downtown, and Rowdy are dead, so it's only those 3. So, I mean, at this point, I think most of it points to Doleful and Armor. I think Techie's kind of in the clear. I don't know how old Armor is. I really wish we got more information about him, but we never really did. But maybe Armor has like we never really explored Doleful and Armor's backstory in depth. I know we talked to Doleful a lot, we know he was passed around, but we never really talked about it much. Armor we virtually know nothing about, so I don't want to doubt either of them, but if I were to lean towards someone, it's probably Doleful.
はい、それで合っています。僕たちが洋館に到着したのは13時ジャスト。そこで気絶した無能さんを発見し、少し話し合った後に行動を共にしました。それからこの部屋で大和さんが自慢の嗅覚で凶器を発見。僕の追跡遊具クンクンくんで血痕を追って隠し通路を発見したんですよね。
Right, yeah, and then that's how case 1 happened.
通路を発見したのはここだったね。今でもはっきり覚えてるよ。
Man, it's been like the entire game, but Watto, you really gotta speak louder.
社畜さんが経験に基づいて隠し通路を発見して、飛脚くんが身を挺して罠を発見してくれて、探偵同盟の凄さを実感した。
You know, I'm just gonna check my settings. I'm pretty sure on day one I put it so that the BGM was silenter or quieter, silenter, and the voice was louder. But like, I don't think the voice volume is the problem. I think it's just Watto. A lot of times he's kind of muttering to himself, but at that time he's not loud enough. But there are times when he's talking to other people and he is loud enough. So I kind of wish they balanced that a little bit better because a lot of times I can't hear him over the BGM.
僕なんてそんなワイヤーの罠を切ってくれたのは武装さんだよ。
何を言う。負傷してでも前に進もうとする飛脚殿の意志には心が震えずにはいられなかったぞ。
Back into here we go.
抜けた先で僕らは八つ咲きにされた老子探偵を発見したんだ。
The body since been removed, but the massive bloodstain it left behind serve as a grim reminder of the horrific crime. Now that I think about it, this is where everything had been set into motion. Senior detective brought me to this island, yet we have barely even spoken before his death. There's no question that the chandelier killed him, but given the nature of the trap, anyone could be the culprit. We still don't know who did it. The trick itself was simple, but there hasn't been a more difficult case to solve.
皆さん、もう一度この洋館を調べましょう。
So the reason I think it's one of the earlier people is because I think they said that they used the fireplace and was able to burn the evidence. They also were able to spend the time to reset the trap. So it had to be someone. I mean, we kind of concluded that not Rowdy, Downtown was an accomplice of the Duke. So maybe she's the one who did that because she was the first one who came here after us. But I don't know.
今の僕たちなら以前は気づけなかった事実に気づけるかもしれません。老子探偵が殺された最初の事件を今こそ僕たちで解き明かすんです。
All right. Yep, this is gonna be a no. Okay, never mind. I thought it was gonna be another investigation.
武装さん、その遺体って。
There are bodies here?
ああ、渋谷殿と魔界殿だ。あの時は置き去りにしてしまったからな。
Ew, well, that confirms Downtown's death. I mean, once again, we never physically saw her body die. We just saw her get poisoned. But this is confirmation now. Downtown is totally dead.
科学殿に除染をしてもらう約束を取り付けて、1階のベッドへと運ぶ許可をもらったのだ。
Wait, I thought he said that
死者とて床に倒れていては浮かばれぬであろう。
the second floor may still be poisonous. Did you just tank through it again? Like you did when trying to get the food? Come on, you gotta stop doing that.
老子殿と同様に個室のベッドで眠っていてもらおうと思うのだ。
ありがとう、武装さん。僕も手伝うって言いたいところだけど、毒のことを考えると生身で触れるのは危険だよね。
Yeah, I can't believe your armor protects against poison too.
ああ、ここは我に任せてほしいのである。今まで休んでしまっていた分、働かねばな。
戻ってきてくれて嬉しいよ。おかえり、武装さん。
It's really rare we actually get to see like, well, we're usually in the POV of Watto. It's really rare we actually get to see his portrait and also like just see him smile in general. So this is really sweet. Oh.
ただいまなのだ、無能殿。
I really hope it's not armor. He's just such a bro. Okay, we got 6 hours remaining. Oh, we got 1 RT here. Okay, wait. Do we have 5 red lights? So we have 3 over there, 1 over here. Yeah, okay, nice. We can get the rest of the things.
何か用かな。
Neato. So I guess we gotta inspect some stuff first. Ooh, that's just out of range, unfortunately. All right. So wow, we have 7 people. I forgot Armor joined us. What was Armor's specialty again? Oh, assistance is a 9. That's massive. I haven't seen him in so long that I completely forgot. Well, first things first, as always, I'm gonna move Watto to the RT point because that's the thing I feel like I want to know the most. I wonder who we're gonna get. The people in our party, I still kind of don't know. I mean, we got the RT for Gourmet, we got it for Dolful. Got one for Armor, even though we haven't gotten confirmation. We got one for Techie. We got one for... Actually, we got one for every one of these people. I guess the RT must be for someone that's died. So if I were to hope for one, I would hope for... Honestly, I want to know more about either Renegade or Senior. But the likeliness is not very high. But it seems like nobody's really particularly near any of the points. So I'm just going to drag everyone to a spot where they can, I guess, investigate next turn. Or examine. So I'll go just move. I'll skip towards when I inspect. Alright, this is the last person, so let's go investigate. I should report this data. Alright, so now is the inspection round. I think I have most of the things, or I think I have most of the, quadrants kind of covered. So let's just see what pops up after inspecting all available evidence points. Okay, we have 4 investigations. Let's do a preliminary. This is Downtown's smartphone. The photo booth sticker on the case shows her having a good time with her friend. Fate can be so cruel. Oh, good time with her friend, so she was lying. Okay. I'm told that Dolful tripped over this wire trap on our first day here. Just looking at the dried blood is painful, the girl said, recoiling. Dolful tripped over the wire trap on the first day. Okay, bloody wire. Ho-hoy day! What have we here? A book left open? How very significant seeming. Ne'er have I heard of this architecture. Meicho Aragi. Oh, it's Meicho Aragi again. Book in the study. The weird dude who made weird mansions. Huh? Broken glass? They don't belong to Renegade. Whose are they? Oh, round glasses. Round glasses? Do we know anyone with round glasses? After escaping from the trap room, okay, so this is after we escaped from the trap room, the spikes. So this is around the same time that Bookworm had like a headache and had to leave, I think. We eat dinner. While we were cleaning up, I noticed Incompetent talking with Dolful. So we're not Watto this time. It looks like he's desperately trying to cheer up the sad sack while they wash the silverware. And despite the fact that Dolful tops him in rank and skill, maybe it's cause Incompetent's older or whatever. He really is an easy mark. Who are we in the POV of? I really don't know. Even the merciless Duke mentioned wanting to spare him to leave as a living witness. I'll admit, he's got a weird way of moving people. Oh, I think we're in the POV of downtown because they mentioned the Duke and just kind of insulting Watto. Yeah. Oh, it's showing how much she cared about her friend. He's so empathetic and sincere. He may be a wuss, but he's bungled his way through anything. He'll even trust gutter trash like me 100%. His looks, gender, and everything else might be different, but he really does remind me of Miyuki, the best friend I lost to the Duke. I'm worried that he's too gullible for his own good, so I find a spot away from Dolful to chat him up. Wait, a spot away from Dolful to chat him up a bit. Oh, okay. Just a talk.
お疲れっくす。さっきは飛躍ちゃんと何を話してたの？
飛躍くんの本名のことなら僕は聞き取れてないよ。いや、ほんと。
Oh my god, this is directly after Adolfo's RT. I wonder if we needed that one in order to unlock this one, though I probably not. Definitely not his real name, definitely.
いや、もろに焦りすぎ。わかりやすすぎっしょ。
No lie, this guy's got me stressing. Like, will he really be able to suss out a bunch of liars? He's even getting tricked by me, and I'm Garbo.
そんな素直じゃマジでサクッと殺されちゃうから、もっと他人を疑う目を養いなよ。世の中先輩みたいにいいやつばっかじゃないんだからさ。
怖いこと言うな。少なくとも僕には、この島に集まった人たちはみんないい人に見えるよ。下道探偵は例外だけどね。
Except for him.
バーカ、今まさしく目の前に殺人鬼がいるっつーの。
Oh man, she's already got her target maybe at this point. Oh, I mean, it's really nice to see how Shibuya thought, or Downtown, I keep calling her Shibuya. I've been calling her Shibuya this entire game. But like, oh man, she really talks down about herself a lot. And seeing her inner thoughts about how she knows she's evil, how she considers herself garbage, is kind of sad, but you know, true. Ugh, what a drag. For someone who wants to be a detective so bad, he's way too gentle. He'd be crushed if he found out the truth about me.
って追い詰める本人が心配とか何言ってんだっつうの。でも悪い心地はしないな。うちが自分で隠し通路を見つけられたなら、もしかしたら
Maybe we can dig up some evidence to use against the DA, then go back to the mainland and, I don't know, work together or something? Aww, oh, so she's here to basically find the truth of what the DA was doing. So maybe stuff about the secret police and how they did a lot of messed up stuff. Huh, I still don't know what she was trying to accomplish. I'm sure we'll get it with this investigation, or at the very least, before the conclusion of the game. But, oh man, this really shows that, like, she actually really liked Watto as, like, you know, at the very least as a person, because it's really hitting, like, the similarities of her and her best friend. Lol, get real. This isn't make-believe time. I'm mad I even indulged myself like that just now.
ああ、そうだ。飛脚ちゃんの本名の件は内緒にしてあげるからさ。お互いの本名を教え合わない？
どうしてそんなこと？
本名って探偵の弱みじゃん。お互いに弱みを握っとけば秘密を漏らしたりはできないっしょ。
Oh, she's getting more information.
先輩の秘密を漏らしたらうちの秘密だって漏らされる以上守るしかないもん。歪んだ信頼関係の出来上がりってわけ。
As if you can just trust people at their word. It won't work unless they benefit from keeping their promise. I'm gonna be jazzed if he realizes that.
確かにそれはそうだね。
Oh my god.
じゃあ早速。
He's so gullible.
いや、あんたから教えちゃただうちに秘密を漏らされるリスクが増えるだけでしょうに。まったく。うちの名前は早苗犬美。下の名前は嫌いだから絶対に呼ばないでね。
Oh, okay, so her name is Inumi Sanae.
はい、これでお互いの秘密を握り合いましたっと。じゃあ先輩、生きて帰れたらちゃんと本名教えてよね。
Wow, she gave that information for free.
今じゃなくていいの？
うん、いい。だからうちより先に死んだり油断して殺されちゃダメだよ。わかった？
Man, I can kind of see why Watto really ended up trusting Rowdy. I mean, I keep saying Rowdy. Downtown in a way. I keep getting Rowdy and Downtown mixed in my head a little bit because when I think of, you know, Downtown or Shibuya, it's pretty rowdy. And Rowdy's more of Japanese than, you know, rowdy. But, oh man, I can really see why Watto, you know, opened up to Downtown so much. Because she did have, like, you know, the skill at making people communicate and just communicating with other people, getting information that way. But I'm not gonna say she had a thing for Watto, but at the very least, they really were able to, like, bond in a way. And like she said, if he ever found out that she was a killer, he'd be heartbroken, which he was. So, hurts.
それはもちろんだよ。
He says with the most earnest face ever, "This guy's so serious, it's actually funny." Still, that's exactly how I know he'll keep his end of the deal. He should watch out for himself a little better now. But most importantly,
ちゃんと生きて帰れたらか。
I kinda want to keep living too now. But reality sucks. Things aren't gonna go my way, and karma's definitely gonna smack me in the face one of these days. I mean, come on. There's no such thing as a tragedy reversing heroes in the real world. And yet, he makes me want to live. My BFF was such a softie, she died for it, and this dude's so much like her. I just gotta see the sleuth he becomes. Aww. Oh man, it's just kind of sad. But at this point, she has literally killed a whole bunch of people since she was responsible for the gas poisoning. So even though, like, I did end up liking her, what she did was straight up unforgivable. But let's analyze some of the evidence we got. We got a whole bunch. So, alright, we'll do the level 3s with the smart people. Alright, I have the rest of the people analyzing stuff. So, let's see what we get. Analysis complete. Oh, in all likelihood, the black rust bucket tracks a specific scent. Dolfo was bleeding when it slew Ideal. Might that hold the answer to this mystery? I still don't understand why, you know, they didn't just go after Ideal. Again, maybe he detected that Ideal was dead, but there was a lot of blood. Incompetent said the downtown left a hint on the Quartering Duke case. Knowing her, it must involve communication. Let's think this over. Alright, we're unlocking a lot of these MPs. Judging by the author's mustache in the recent photo, this must be Senior. That makes him the designer of the manor, Meicho Aragi. Oh wow, we got his real name like this instead of actually, you know, getting it in an RT. Oh, so he was the eccentric dude who... Wait, that means he made the... Oh, that's why he felt so guilty. He made the mansion that essentially one of his disciples used, and which also ended up killing a whole bunch of people. That's why that's one of the reasons why he was so guilty about it. Oh, that's why they kept talking about this guy. He kept coming up again. So Senior was the one who built this house. That is a pretty big revelation. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest. Whoa, okay. Wow, these are both 20s. That's gonna be kind of chunky. And I have to get people... Oh, there's also two 18s there. And I have 4 turns left. I'm gonna have to use some long distance travel. Definitely gonna inspect some of these spots first, because I do want to get all the keywords. Alright, for this turn, I basically just moved a whole bunch of people. So, let's do the preliminary. We got 1 piece of evidence, 2 pieces of evidence. Alright, we're getting there. And investigate. 3 hours remaining. First, I gotta infer this thing. And we'll go for the assist. They should get a 13, which will reduce that quite a bit, but that means they'll also need another turn to do that. I'm gonna move Gourmet to get another one of the hints. I think I only have 1 or 2 left. So Gourmet will go all the way here and get that hint next time. And I think whoa, actually no, I think I might have gotten every hint. So in that case, I'll just have Posh move all the way back here again. And we'll be set up to do like this thing next time, hopefully. So, this turn we'll also probably be able to do this, because, well, with the Wato's assist, we can usually get a decent amount of progress done here. So, let's do the investigation. Boost! Boost. And we get the boost here, too. So yeah, like I said, we should probably get this one down. I wonder what it's gonna be, though. Alright. So this is near the chandelier. The chandelier trap is nowhere as deadly in the blueprints from the book. Only the architect Senior could have modified it like this, meaning Senior was the one who set this up. What? Senior set up the chandelier trap? That's kind of wild. I did not expect that at all. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of shocked. Okay. I don't know what to say. Oh, damn, I shouldn't have, I still have move actions. I probably shouldn't have done that last time. Oh, well, we'll hopefully be able to... Damn it, I'm too short. Okay, I may have messed up a little tiny bit here, but I hope things will turn out alright. This is just under the assumption that this 20 will be the last thing. So, let's hope it is. This now juicy bit of intel is now in the D-pad. Alright, what's this mystery point gonna be? Whoosh! That's it! I finally figured out that thing that Incompetent shared with me. By differentiating between killings and dying, she betrayed the Quartering Duke at the end, trying to reveal the truth behind each case. Yeah, killing and dying. I know she said that her friend died because of the Quartering Duke, but not that the Quartering Duke killed her. That really kind of puzzled me a little bit. So downtown's corpse. Alright. We won't be able to get through this turn, but... Alright, we're close. Might as well just do it, honestly. Alright, this is the last thing. Let's do the preliminary. And unlock this one last thing. Hopefully. The There's a bloodstain on the entrance. Is this why the black XPX repeatedly threw itself against the door when we hid inside? The girl said. Oh. That was set up by someone. I see. Alright, we're good then. Cool. Alright, so if we just quick look around once again just to make sure we got everything, because if we didn't, we're boned. But we're good, so let's go to the results. We got the last 5 key words, and the residual thoughts are the broken glasses. Wait a second, broken glasses? Did the glasses belong to... Wait, but... So, the residual thought had... That doesn't make any sense. It had Downtown, it had Watto, and it had Dolfo, but none of them wear glasses. Huh. Alright, 1 hour remains until our caller detonate. Oh, so that's definitely going to be the last investigation section, because we don't have any more time. Each time we do one of those, we literally count down the hours, so we took 6 hours. Oh boy, we're getting close. Alright, before we start the investigation, I know I ended the last episode with a whole bunch of text, but we're going to start this one with a whole bunch of text. Or at least have it right now. So we have 62 out of 62. Woo, yeah, we got all of them. So the black XPX. Designation is SPX-04A, the final model of the series, characterized by its black exterior. Just before the secret police were abolished, Maestro, out of fear of reprisal from the invincible detective, developed this model for the express purpose of fending them off. Its threads, laser sensors, and stabilizers have all been enhanced, allowing it to traverse anything from open spaces to grassy terrains. Its defining feature is its sturdiness, and while its lethality is lower than that of the red model, it is durable enough to face off against Ideal Detective, enduring the strikes of rubble and logs, and even withstanding an explosion. Okay. It tracks down targets using the designated blood records stored in its database. Oh. When Ideal Detective ordered the SPX series to be scrapped, a faction is still sympathetic towards the vision of Maestro Detective's technology, rebelled by placing this model in permanent storage within the underground hangar. Oh, so it was an underground. Huh, that means... Yeah, so they recorded the log of Invincible into the Black SPX's logs to make sure that this chases after Invincible. Huh, okay, that's kind of interesting. But it ended up going after Ideal. Maybe, I don't know if Invincible may have tampered with it, or maybe Ideal was also logged as one of its targets. But yeah, so this was a similar one. It wasn't specifically just blood, but certain people's blood. Wow. I'm kind of shocked by that, to be honest, because I didn't know it'd be that specific. The Gormenghast Manor. Gormenghast bears the name of a fictional castle from a well-known fantasy series of the same name. I don't know that name. It appears to be an elegant manor at first glance, but due to the architect's particular inclinations, all manners of tricks, traps, and pitfalls are hidden within its walls. Many of these features were deemed to be in poor taste and removed later on, but others, due to the complex nature of their construction, were left untouched for fear that an unskilled removal could result in the manor's collapse. Additionally, back when the secret police used the building, Maestro added underground facilities beyond the architect's original vision. Because of this, although the manor functions as a lodging for the DA members, most opt to sleep in the research facility instead. Oh wow, it's here, we have a hotel. It might be haunted, but, it's free and you get to use it and it's really nice. And they're like, I'll go sleep in the place with the whole bunch of poison. Okay, case of the VR killer. This particular incident involved the use of virtual reality software known as VR communication, a popular tool for online socialization. A player using this program, typically referred to as the VRCM, was murdered in real life, with the crime scene recreated in virtual space, resulting in a most unusual homicide. Techie Detective. There we go. Of course it's techie. It's science and VR. Who was well versed in the world of VR was assigned to the case. As investigations on the VRCM got underway, something strange came to light. Users had seen the victim's account active after the time of murder. Another person who was thought to have gained unauthorized access to the account, but they could not be pinned down, and the mystery only thickened. Techie made a vital observation, however. The culprit's goal hadn't been to kill the actual individual, but rather the VR model they were using. Huh. And we have 2 more cases. I'm betting one of them is Rowdy. So a child, the Minamijuji kidnapping incident. A child was abducted in Minamijuji, a suburb of Tokyo. Rowdy Detective, there we go, happened to be on the scene and, using her keen sense of smell and brute strength, tracked down the culprit, solving the case without even accepting a reward. The group involved in illicit drug trades was linked to the incident, which soon developed into an intense fight. Once the dust settled, however, Rowdy didn't have a single scratch on her. Damn! Oh man, to think that Gourmet is stronger than her. In the days that followed, the culprits allegedly tried to exact their vengeance on Rowdy with the help of a local gang, but a mysterious woman crushed their plans before they could act. To this day, the full truth of the case remains unclear. I wonder who that is! Alright, and we have one last thing, the Nanase Conference case. So I'm gonna guess this might be with Ideal. I'm not sure. During a conference with the Nanase group, one of the nation's 6 major conglomerates, an announcement broke that a murderer had infiltrated the premise. By order of the culprit in question, Renegade was dispatched, to the Nanase estate, where the meeting was being held. While there, he delighted in the Naname's strange family customs as he searched for the perpetrator. However, upon the provocative murder of a female client, the culprit incurred Renegade's wrath. This prompted Renegade to hound them relentlessly, ultimately forcing a confession out of them. Oh, wow. So he wasn't able to protect the person, so I guess they didn't understand the weight of life. As they awaited the police arrival on the scene, Renegade tortured the culprit using unfathomable, horrific methods. They have since been taken in by authorities and are physically secure, albeit certain never to leave the hospital in which they are held. There's nowhere to run in the close circle of people. The culprit should have considered that the same applied to them as well. Okay, we got through this entire lexicon. Honestly, they had the lexicon in like a lot of the science adventure games, but I really actually enjoyed this because in the science adventure games, a lot of times it just felt like, here, random fact, go. But all of these kind of relate to some of the characters that we have grown to, be with for this extended period of time. And that is, it actually helps develop their character a little bit and understand why they are competent in what they do, why they're one of the top detectives. And we got to check our roster. We should get some new information about, at the very least, oh wow, so I still don't have Workaholics. We just get the other alias. But we should get one for, Downtown, Inumi Sanae, or Sanae Izumi, or Inumi. Sometime after Quartering Duke's appearance, Downtown's close childhood friend became one of his victims. After that day on, she has solved case after case with a remarkable speed, shooting up the ranks of the DA. However, it's evident that deep down, she's far from at peace. Due caution will need to be exercised when she is sent to investigate the Quartering Duke incident. So, yeah, she held a grudge. Of course, her best friend died, of course. Oh, wait, what? I thought that even though it wasn't an RT, I thought we'd get Senior Detective's name as the architect. Well, let's continue on with the case. I gathered the group in the living room, just as Ideal did when she first presented her hypothesis to us. My heartbeat gradually quickens. I think I finally hit upon the truth, but it's a hard one to swallow. I'm a bit hesitant to tell the others, to be honest. Oh. I wonder what truth he thinks he has come across. The one about Senior and Downtown's... Was it just... Senior's murder, yeah. Or the truth behind what Downtown said about how everything's connected, or who the Quartering Duke is. So one of those three. Maybe he has all of them solved. I chuckle at my own shortcomings before shifting my gaze forward. Everyone's here. I can't back down now. My only option is to trust in myself and share my theory.
皆さん、集まってくれてありがとうございます。老子探偵が殺された探偵八つ崎殺人事件について犯人が分かったので説明します。
Okay, so the culprit behind the first case.
まずは結論から話しなさい。犯人に逃げられては困りますし、もし私たちの中にいるなら先に言うべきですわ。
安心してください、家族さん。中に犯人はいませんよ。
He's gonna say that it was Senior.
そう。すでに死んでいるのですから。
もう亡くなった人の中に犯人がいるってこと？まさか職員の中に裏切り者がいたとか？
なるほど。それは盲点でしたわね。
I will say, one thing that has been kind of interesting is that, originally I was like, oh, there are going to be 5 or 6 cases in this game. That means 5 or 6 people are going to be like almost half our group, to be honest. We're going to be people who worked for the Quartering Duke, and they're going to be like super evil and whatnot. But no, at the end of it, it seems like from what we know at the moment, only one person was working for the Quartering Duke, and that was keep saying that, and that was downtown. Everyone else was just kind of at the very moment, from what we know, has just kind of been a victim of some kind of circumstance. Though, you know, Rowdy ended up dying because Workaholic killed her, and Workaholic and Renegade had a thing for each other, tried to kill each other, and Armor's death was not even a death, and now we're figuring out Senior. So, like, no one was, like, inherently, like, working for the Quartering Duke other than downtown.
確かに老子探偵を殺した後に研究棟の死体に混じったのであれば犯人はいなくなりますわ。死をも厭わない狂気の殺人鬼がいたということですわね。
Nope.
なんですって？
研究棟にいた皆さんは老子探偵に似た声で理想探偵のデバイスに連絡が入ったのを聞いているんですよね。
Oh, yeah. So we were debating on whether or not that was Senior's voice, and it could definitely be, you know, it could be fake because it was transmitted, so the quality of the voice got worse. B, there are people who are very good at imitating voices, like Saika, who's to say that no one else in their group had that skill. But that also leaves the possibility that was just his voice.
であれば、事件開始時まで生きていた人であるのは間違いありません。つまり真犯人は皆さんと行動を共にしていた中にいたんです。
I think he's gonna say it was a suicide. Again. Wow.
なんですって？いや、驚くまでもなくその通りでしょ。あなた実は無能探偵以下の推理力なんじゃないですか？
You dumb.
少女は見事に正国を言ってみ
Inferior.
誰が無能探偵以下ですって？全然正国などいられておりませんわ。全くもって不正国ですわよ。喜劇探偵は放っておいて推理を続けましょ
The
う。
clown detective.
私たちの中の誰が老子探偵を殺したと言うんですか？
Yeah, he's like, stop distracting. I want to know the
少女
answer.
が推理の続きを促した。
犯人を説明する前にこの事件の特性を説明しないといけないと思う。
この事件の特性、他の事件とは何か違う点があるの？
その通りだよ。きっとこの事件だけじゃない。八崎港事件には全てある共通点があったんだ。
Is it the 2 kills?
八崎港事件の共通点といえば死者が一度に2人ずついることよね。老子ちゃんの死んだ事件は老子ちゃん以外に誰も死んでいないけど他に共通点があったの？
Oh no, he died when the chandelier fell down, so it was supposed to be a simultaneous one.
いえ、老子探偵の死んだ事件に共通点はありません。なぜならあの事件は八崎港事件になぞらえようとして失敗した事件だからです。
It's not gonna be that Senior was the Quartering Duke, but he just set all this up beforehand, is it? I mean, in that case, then he can't be invincible because he's too old.
武装さんの発言がヒントになったんだ。
我が何を言ったというのだ？全然わからぬぞ。
さっき言ってたじゃないか。
The fact that downtown was supposed to be the first one here? Yeah, his comment was the piece I needed to put all of this together. What he said was that the trap wasn't fatal. He thought I died. I nearly died. Trap wasn't fatal. I mean, I thought it was supposed to be. But just not for armor. He thought I died. I nearly died. I mean, I don't think he said this or that, so I'm gonna say the trap wasn't fatal. Stay calm. Saika's not here anymore. No one's here to give a reassuring smile. If I make a mistake now, I need to choose the right choice. Okay, I made the wrong choice. I nearly died.
そう。僕は運よく避けられたというだけで、武装さんも言った通り、シャンデリアの罠にかかった人は本来死ぬはずだったんだ。
I wish they phrased that a little bit. It should have been, I should have died, instead of I nearly died. Because if it said I nearly died, it meant like, oh yeah, you didn't die, so it wasn't supposed to be like that. But yeah, I got that a little bit mixed up. Still might be.
そうなれば死者は2人。八つ崎港事件と同じ構図になっていたんだよ。
つまりこのトリックを仕掛けた人は同志探偵以外にも無差別にもう一人殺すつもりだったんですか？誰でもいいからもう一人殺そうだなんてひどいですよ。
No, it was supposed to be downtown.
いや、そんなランダムの犯行じゃないよ。
So it seems like we've already got rid of like the little life bar we had. So I guess we're not going to be able to get like an S rank here. It's just a straight path to the finish. Seems like I can technically make as many wrong choices as I want. But it's kind of neat because the point of that was, you know, other than the health bar, was to essentially garner the trust of other people. The more correct decisions we make, the more they trust us. But now it seems like, nope, everyone already trusts Watto. He's kind of in charge. He's done a lot of work to prove himself. You don't need that gauge anymore. He's already done it.
それがこの事件の一番恐ろしいところなんだよ。僕みたいなイレギュラーが現れなかったらきっともっと混乱が起きていた。八つ崎公は明確に老子探偵の他にもう一人死ぬ人物を指定していたんだよ。
Oh, he's saying that Duke actually planned this out. I thought it was going to be a suicide because Senior Detective was the one who designed this place and had the ability to, I guess, manipulate the traps.
ちょっと
I
待
guess
っ
not.
て。扉を開けてトラップで死ぬなんて行為、さすがに誘導できるものじゃないわ。どんな手段を用いて八つ崎公はもう一人を殺そうとしていたの？
簡単です。この洋館へ着いたら真っ先に扉を開け、我知らずという体でシャンデリアに突っ込むよう当人に事前に指示を出しておいたんです。
お待ちなさい。そんなの八つ崎公に死ねと言われて死んだようなものじゃありませんの？
Well, it kind of already happened.
そんなの不可能ですわ。
いましたよね。僕たちの目の前で八つ崎公のために死んだ人が。
それって
That's right. They were a part of the group that was heading towards the manor at the time. The initial plan was for them to fall victim to the lethal chandelier that I wound up setting off instead. And that person was... Downtown. Where are you? I went the wrong way.
渋谷探偵。彼女こそ本来は僕に代わって罠にかかってここで死ぬはずだった人なんです。飛脚くんも科学くんも覚えてないかな。きっと洋館に着いた時真っ先に扉を開けようとしたのは渋谷さんだったんじゃないかな。
In that case, did she know that? Like, did she know about the trap? Or was she willing to just die for the Duke like he said? Or was it like a setup? You have to be the first one to open the door, but not going to tell you that you will die.
ええ、確かに渋谷さんでした。僕の歩みが遅いから先に行ってエアコンをつけておくと言って走って向かってくれたんです。普段通りの明るいテンションだったから気にも留めませんでしたけど。
危なっかしいとは思っていたけど、まさか死ぬ気でそんな風に振る舞っていただなんて。
暖炉で見つかったワイヤー層に触れるためのグローブの燃えかすも彼女のものだったのでしょうかと少女は疑問を口にする。
確かに気になるわね。どうせ死ぬつもりであったなら、そんな証拠品を身につけておくなんて非効率だわ。
That does make sense.
そもそも仕掛けが終わった後時間に余裕があったんだから、外に捨てちゃえばよかったわよね。
We found those hastily burned gloves in the fireplace while investigating the case of the dismembered detective. It's no overstatement to say that it was thanks to those gloves that we came to the conclusion that the culprit was still inside the manor. Even if she was prepared to lay down her life, Downtown would have been needlessly walking around with evidence that implicated her.
なら持ち歩いていた理由は簡単だ。
I actually do not know this. They were a memento of her best friend. She had no chance to throw them away. They would make her a suspect. Sorry, it's just that like they have that in parentheses, but they also have the colon, so it just looks like a smiley face at the end. There is a simple reason to why she was holding them. It wouldn't be a memento because she wouldn't be burning them. She had no chance to throw them away. They would make her a suspect. I mean, this is technically true, but I think it's that she had no chance to throw them away because I think Armor said that he was like chasing after her. What am I thinking? Get it together, Watto. Psycho would have laughed at you for saying something like that. Never mind. Alright.
持ち歩いていた理由は
Whoops.
簡単だ
They would make her a suspect.
証拠品を持ったまま死んで疑われることが目的だったとしたらどうでしょうか。
疑われることが目的？何のために？
下道探偵を思い出してみてください。不審な点を残して死ねばどうなりますか。
Reinvestigate the case?
反論もできずに犯人に仕立て上げられるわね。
ええ、あのタイミングで証拠品を身につけて死ねば渋谷さんは八つ咲き校として扱われていたはずです。
見出しは自らの手で連続殺人事件の幕を閉じた哀れな殺人鬼の最後といったところでしょうか。容易に想像がつきますね。
I misinterpreted this.
少女は皮肉っぽく笑う。
They're saying that if she put up like the trap with the wires, the one that tied up senior detective, why did she keep them with her as she went back to the people, and then as she came back to the mansion? She could have thrown them away at many different times. She would only keep them if, well, I guess she had many chances to throw them away, so the answer I chose was wrong. But she would only keep them if she didn't care about people finding out it was her.
渋谷探偵に全ての罪を背負わせて八つ咲き校として死なせることが同志探偵殺しの真の目的だったのですね。
Oh. Oh. So was she working for the Duke like that in order to make it so that the Duke got off scot-free and was able to continue doing stuff? So this would only work for a little bit until they start killing more people.
でも待って、渋谷さんは死ぬ間際まで一度も自分が八つ咲き校だとは名乗らなかったよ。罪を背負って死ぬことが当初の目的だったなら変じゃない？
That is true.
その通りだ。無能殿も我と同じで渋谷殿と交流を深めた仲ではないか。彼女が八つ咲き校のような下道に身を落とすなどありえんのである。
ええ、渋谷さんはきっと八つ咲き校の指示に抗ったんだと思います。
Oh yeah, yeah. At that point, she really wanted to help Watto, I believe.
その時は気づかなかったけど、渋谷さんが最後に口にした言葉は彼女らしい僕らへのメッセージだったんだ。
渋谷殿らしい。
Right at the end, Downtown showed her pride as a detective by using her signature ability. I mean, it was social deduction. She knew what people would think about her.
渋谷さんは最後にこう言っていた。
And she knew how to communicate things that may not necessarily come across as hints, but are still hints.
マジで甘ちゃんだな。泣きたくなるくらい甘ちゃんだよ。
渋谷さん、
そんな甘ちゃん揃いだからいいようにされちゃうんだっつーの。今のあんたたちじゃあのイカレ野郎には絶対に勝てないね。だから頑張ったご褒美にちょっとだけヒントを教えてあげる。
A little
う
hint.
ちの友達が八つ咲き校のせいで死んだことも、うちがこの手で魔界探偵やこの島のみんなを殺したことも全部つながってるの。
I still don't understand how they're all connected. So she killed everyone. She killed Mystic specifically. And the Duke is the reason my friend died.
八つ咲き校のせいで老子探偵は死んだ。魔界探偵はうちが殺した。そして今からうちも死ぬ。誰のためでもなく自分の意志でね。
Wait, now I'm gonna die too. Not because of anyone else, but out of my own free will. And another thing is actually, Senior died because of the Duke. Not that the Duke killed the senior detective. Oh. Oh, so the Duke didn't kill the senior detective, but the senior detective died because of the Duke. She phrased it in the same way as how her friend died. I didn't even notice that, because if she was gonna say the Duke killed senior detective, she would have said it like that. Hell, she says it in the next sentence where she said, I killed Mystic. Not sure if it's a translation thing, but I think I think the localization probably worded it that way specifically for us to understand the point.
その意味をしっかり考えるといいよ。
I want to see the part again. So this is out of her own free will.
言っている意味がわからなかった。でもあれはコミュニケーション推理を得意とする渋谷さんならではの暗号だったんだ。
Man, I felt a little happy that like I kind of understood the half of the message at first. Notably that her friend didn't die, wasn't killed by the Duke, probably. But I completely missed like the second part.
すべてがつながっているって何なんですの？まさかすべて同一犯だということですの？
なるほど。言動や態度で翻弄するのが上手な彼女らしい暗号ですね。
So there's still a thing about like I need to see this again. Senior detective died because of the Duke. The Duke is the reason my friend died. So she purposely phrased it that way. That's actually really interesting. I wish I kind of looked over this before. And I know like senior detective said, oh, I need to send Watto to the island, all for the sake of the detective elimination project or something. Something like that in episode 1, but I never really understood that. Maybe they knew that a lot of detectives were gonna die. So I'm kind of sus about Senior now. I don't think he's a Duke, but I feel like he probably set up a lot of this stuff up.
老子探偵や自分に対しては死ぬと、魔界探偵や島の職員に対しては殺すと、明確に動詞を使い分けている点が真意を紐解く鍵なのでしょう。
Yeah.
正解だよ、文学さん。
動詞の使い分け？使い分けたから何だと言いますの？
You know, I was on the one hand, I'm like, why don't you just tell us the truth? But on the other hand, she probably was, you know, still wanted whatever the Duke was gonna do to go according to plan, or whatever she was doing. But at the very least, she felt a little bit of pity or like some kind of emotion to Watto, where she was like, I'll give you a bone. I'm not gonna like completely betray who I'm helping, but I want to at least, you know, help you a little bit.
さすがは喜劇探偵ですね。全然意味が違うでしょうね。
Clown.
少女は呆れて物も言えずに探索した。
物を言ってるじゃありませんの。悪かったですわね、物分かりが悪くて。
死ぬは自動詞、殺すは他動詞。自動詞は目的語を設定することができません。
つまりどういうことですの？
I don't think we really needed that. We could have just explained it, man.
つまり渋谷さんが死んだと評した彼女の友人や老子探偵は誰かに殺されたわけじゃない。
So, are they saying that they committed suicide, both of them?
老子探偵を殺したのは
Ah.
でもない彼自身。つまりあの事件の真相は老子探偵自身による自殺劇だったんだ。
なんですってと、
なんですって。
少女に株を奪ってみせた。
奪うんじゃありませんわよ。老子探偵が自殺ってどういうことですの？
僕も意味が分からず混乱しました。とある可能性を考えれば全ての辻褄があったんです。老子探偵こそが八つ咲き校に組みしていた裏切り者、島の職員を全滅させた原因だとしたらね。
Oh, the senior was a traitor working with the quartering Duke. Huh. You know, that thought did not cross my mind at all until this episode, where we found out that senior was, well, essentially set all this up. And he was the architect who made all these weird buildings. Huh. That means senior was sympathetic towards the Duke, but also brought us here to... actually no, it makes sense that he would bring us here, because if he was sympathetic towards the Duke, and the Duke wants to kill a whole bunch of detectives, then this is definitely the place for it. Originally, I thought maybe Senior would have done the opposite, like do something to trick the quartering Duke, but no, he was actually working for the quartering Duke. That's... Of course, like once again, it didn't occur to me because he was dead. He was the first victim. You never got much about him.
確かに他の職員は全員殺されたのに一人だけ生き残っていた状況が妙だとは思っていました。老子探偵だけをわざわざ手間をかけて殺すなんてリスクが高すぎますから。
ローシちゃん自身がトリックを仕掛ける本人だとしたらそのリスクもないわよね。まさかあんなトリックで自殺を図るなんて誰も考えないし。
That's true. Did not cross my mind at all.
待ってくれ。あのような奇怪なワイヤーを使ったトリックを一人で仕掛けられるものなのか。
Oh wait, if he was working for the courting duke, that means... Oh, so that means him and Downtown were working together. And they were both willing to die for the duke. Wow. Why? I don't get it.
はっきり言うぞ。不器用な我には不可能なのである。
Because you're an oaf.
本当にはっきり言うね。でも大丈夫。ほとんどの人は一人じゃ無理だよ。きっと渋谷さんがこの島の職員の殺害もトリックを仕掛けるのも手伝ったんだと思うよ。
なるほど。二人がかりなら確かに納得なのである。
じゃあローシさんが死ぬのを渋谷さんは手伝った形になるんだね。その上渋谷さん自身も死ぬだなんて残酷なトリックだよ。でもローシさんが裏切り者だっていう証拠はあるの？渋谷さんがくれたヒントは信じたいけど探偵同盟で最も古株のローシさんが裏切っているとも思えなくて。
Here we're gonna bring up the fact that he was the architect and he would be the only one to know how to adjust the chandelier to have lethal force.
見つけてあるよ。ローシ探偵がこの事件のトリックに関わったっていう明確な証拠。しかもその証拠はこの事件がさらに残酷な事件だということを教えてくれた。
まだ何かありますの？ローシ探偵が死ぬための仕掛けを渋谷さんが手伝って渋谷さん自身もその仕掛けに引っかかる。それ以上に何が？
Not gonna lie, Wato's looking like 3 parallel dimensions ahead of me. I'm not sure.
あのシャンデリアのトラップにも仕掛けがあったんだ。ケノア探偵が残してくれた書籍にバッチリと記載があったよ。
Were it not for that, I wouldn't have even realized the other truth of this case. Only a truly crafty individual could throw this case a curveball post-mortem. But right now, Renegade Detective has my thanks. Renegade.
シャンデリアの罠を設計したのは
It was Senior, right?
この書籍の著者禁影に載っている男性。見覚えがありますよね。
Wait, why did he mention Renegade? Actually, I need to look at my evidence, but I don't know if I have access to it. Yeah, I don't. I think he's saying that because there was a book left out. And the book... I know Renegade spent a lot of time in the library, so it was probably a book that Renegade left out, so that's why he's like, I'm thankful for Renegade for solving this. But not telling anyone, but helping us out. I opened the book in question and showed them an article on the author, causing everyone's jaws to drop in unison.
そのヒゲローシ探偵に間違いありませんわ。
地下研究棟で見つかった本でも名前が出ていたこの洋館の設計者荒木名長とは老子探偵のことだったんです。
Let's see what the text says. Maitre Aragi, as to achieve his able to work arts, he features all manners of technology to go in without proper knowledge, something in.
洋館の仕掛けで死んだ人が設計者。偶然とは思えず、改めてシャンデリアを調べてもらいました。シャンデリアの罠は改造されていました。通常かかるブレーキがかからずに殺傷能力が高い状態で落下するようにね。
なんですって？
調べてみたら明白でした。明らかに一部だけ年代の新しいパーツが使われています。このシャンデリアの仕掛けは今回の事件のために調整がなされていたんです。そんなことができるのは設計者であるローシさん以外にいないと思います。
To be completely honest, I'm kind of mixed about like all this going back to reinvestigate some of, you know, the cases, because it kind of begs the question of why didn't you find it the first time? I guess it's because maybe we were looking for something else, and it didn't even occur, but I'm pretty sure they examined the chandelier. I'm pretty sure specifically Posh and Gourmet examined the chandelier because that's when they were doing the tutorial to teach us how to do the investigation. But like even when we were doing Renegade's murder or death or whatever in the underground lab, it was the same thing. There were a whole bunch of things that new evidence popped up, but it was there all along. Like, it just kind of doesn't feel right re-examining the cases because it implies that your first investigation was not good.
科学君の言う通りだよ。老師探偵は明らかにシャンデリアの罠に引っかかった人を確実に殺すために調整している。つまり老師探偵もただの被害者ではなく、シャンデリアの罠に引っかかった人を殺す加害者のはずだった。
被害者であると同時に加害者に。ではこの事件は単なる殺人ではなく
Double suicide.
その点こそが最も恐ろしい点です。
Finally, I share my conclusion with the group. Who was intended to kill Senior Detective? Senior Detective.
もっと考えるんだ。
Keep cool head. I should find the truth myself. Oh, sorry. He intended downtown to open the door, so downtown was supposed to kill him. Sorry, I misinterpreted that.
渋谷さん。ただ、老師探偵を殺すための仕掛けにはおそらく彼自身も協力していたのだと思います。
Yeah, because like he was trying to kill himself. Like he wanted, or rather he wanted someone to kill him. So it's basically suicide. So that's why I was like, oh, it's him. But no, they're asking for who basically pulled the trigger, and that was downtown.
同時に渋谷さんがシャンデリアの罠に引っかかって死ぬことにも老師探偵は協力していた。
Who was intended to kill downtown detective? I guess Senior.
互いが互いを殺し合うことで死んだ二人が加害者であり被害者であるという奇妙な構図が生まれるはずだったんだ。
I still gotta ask, like why? First, Downtown arrived at the manor first so that she could open the door and trigger the trap, killing both herself and Senior, or so the plan went. It turned out that an unfamiliar boy had already set it off. Even worse, the murder weapon was still on the chandelier, and the gloves were in her pocket. As it stood, she would be pointlessly outed as a traitor, and the DA wouldn't fall into disarray. She must have really been panicking. The DA wouldn't have fallen into disarray? So their goal was to make the DA, fall into disarray? So in an attempt to cover her traps as much as possible before armor arrived, she slipped on the gloves and took the wires off the chandelier. Oh, she even went all the way here. With the evidence still on her person, she joined up with us, quietly tossing the wire on the floor as she went through the underground passage. Then, once Saika directed us to split up, she hurried to the living room, lit the fireplace, and burned the gloves. While things hadn't gone according to plan, she did manage to dispose of the evidence. These were surely the facts behind this case. Huh. That is really weird. So it wasn't like they were trying to have a meaningful suicide, one that would mess up the DA and essentially maybe even potentially disband it. But because it failed, she had to find another way to mess up the DA. Everyone else is dead silent. That's no surprise though. Not only have I outed Senior as a traitor, I've also revealed that two allies of the Duke have plotted to kill one another. It's unfathomable. But there's still one more truth left to reveal. The courting Duke's true identity. We decide to leave the manor and head to the heliport. As always, the black SPX is standing guard outside. Although its intimidating presence has me daunted, okay, it's day 11 morning, I begin discussing the next part of my investigation.
皆さん、こんな場所ですみません。実は一つやらなければならないことがあって、この場所に移動。
このような場所で何をする気かは知りませんけど、早く済ませてくださいませんこと。いくらデクノボーの状態とはいえ、あの黒い SPX のそばで長話をするのは上流階級の私といえども少々答えますわ。
He's so scary.
大丈夫なのかな。研究棟に戻るのじゃダメなの？
すぐに済むからもう少しだけ時間をくれないかな。大丈夫。この SPX は絶対に襲ってきたりしないよ。
Wait, so he knows that the SPX won't attack them. I'm gonna look at the lexicon again for the black SPX, because how does he know for certain that it won't attack them? The way that the black SPX tracks down its target is by using designated blood records stored in the database. I don't know. Is he saying that none of us are registered? Or none of us are bleeding?
この SPX が何を感知するかカンパしたんですね。
I give a nod, continuing my explanation.
まず探偵八つ崎殺人事件の真相を受けて、特徴が類似したもう一つの事件についても真相を解明しておくよ。
Saika's death?
社畜ちゃんと下道ちゃんの2人が死んだ
Oh.
矛盾回想殺人事件ね。さっき地下では
Holy
社畜ちゃんが
crap.
本当は自殺をしていたって言
There are
っていたわ
a
よ
lot of suicides in this case.
老子ちゃんがやってみせたように社畜ちゃんが事前に準備して下道ちゃんがブレーカーを引き上げたと同時に関連する罠を作ったというのはわかるわ。でも社畜ちゃんが下道ちゃんを殺した方法は一体何なの？あれは社畜ちゃんが死んだことで偶然コマンドが3つ溜まったのよね。
監視者である自分さえ死ねば下道探偵の首輪のコマンドが溜まって爆死できる。その状況で死ぬ行為は殺人も同等でしょう。
True.
社畜さんのトリックのさらに意地悪な点は、下道探偵自身にブレーカーを上げさせることで結果的に自殺のような構図にしたことです。あいつは命を背負わせることに執着していた。
Oh wow. And he did make him realize it because he ended up taking his own life.
誰かを巻き込むこともできずに自分自身の責の下で爆死する。その上原因になった社畜さんも亡くなっていて自分の命を誰にも背負わせることができない。それは下道探偵にとって何よりも耐え難い屈辱だったと思います。
Gotta read this again. His actions force him to bear his own death by explosion, with no way to impose it on others. That is weird. That is kind of weird. I don't really think I understand that.
それは確かにあの男にとって最悪の結末ですわね。芸道探偵の性格から考えるに死ぬ間際まで誰かに自分を殺させようとあがくと思いますわ。
じゃあまさか下道探偵がエレベーターに挟まれて死んだのって。
きっとわざとだよ。下道探偵にとって爆弾で死ぬくらいなら誰かの手で動いたエレベーターに挟まれて死ぬ方がずっといい。
Damn.
あいつは最後の最後まで誰かに命を背負わせることにばかり執着していた。
Oh, that's what they're saying. By just dying like that, it would have made his life meaningless. So he wanted to impose it on someone else. Wow, that's so messed up. Even if it was like he didn't want to do it himself, he wanted to put it on. Oh wow.
狂っていますわね。
でも奴は絶命するその瞬間まで自分の信念を貫いたんだと思います。だからこそ奴の死に顔は満面の
Oh, I see. The smile on his dead face truly seemed to be one of contentment. We don't know who did renegade in, but he somehow managed to get himself killed by another, flooding him with total euphoria. I see. I guess this was his trap. So basically, he got someone else to kill him before his bomb detonated, and he died by beheading from the elevator. And the one that pressed the button on the elevator was Dolfo, and that's what's gonna confirm them to being the quartering duke. Wow, that is interesting. I mean, technically it wouldn't be the quartering duke necessarily, but I feel like that's where it's gonna lead to. At the very least, it's gonna make it so that Dolfo has to carry the weight of Renegade's death. Not that I can empathize or have any interest in doing so, but in some odd sense, he really lucked out with this one.
理屈は分かりましたが、どうして社畜探偵は自ら死を望んだのでしょうかと 少女は改めて疑問を口にする。
それを言うならローシちゃんもね。二人ともベテランの域の探偵よ。
I think that's the thing I really want to know the most. Like, why? Why did they feel like they had to do this for the Quartering Duke? Is it because of guilt? Because, I mean, I don't really know for downtown, but like, was Senior part of the secret police and experimented on a lot of children and made Invincible Detective's life a living hell? Is that why? And he wanted to repent? Or was there like a different reason? I just don't know what the Quartering Duke's goal is that would make it so that other people would sympathize with him.
彼らを手玉に取るどころか自殺に導いてしまうなんてただものじゃないわ。おそらくその人物こそが八崎公なのでしょうね。
探偵として実績豊富な人物たちを自分の仲間へと引き込む。もしかしたらそのカリスマ性こそ八崎公の真の能力かもしれないですね。
それで八崎公の正体は誰なの？
地下迷宮で出会った時の社畜探偵は自殺の気配なんてありませんでした。おそらく地下の研究棟で何らかの接触を受けたのでしょう。
Oh, wow. So they're saying that the Quartering Duke is someone who was able to convince someone to commit suicide. Ooh.
それはおそらく私たちの中にいる人物ですね。一体誰なんですか、八崎公の正体は。と少女はみんなが気にしている問いかけを口にした。
I can definitely understand how Workaholic could be convinced because A, he already has blood on his hands. I don't know if he can properly go back to being a family man anymore. B, he clearly feels terrible about the things he's done, and the guilt's already so on him that it was not surprising that he could have essentially snapped at any minute. And C, I think taking out someone else, notably Renegade, at the same time would have made his death a little bit more worth it, at least maybe in the eyes of Workaholic. So someone I can see how they're able to make him commit suicide in that way.
ご託はもう結構ですわ。早く正体を教えなさい。
わかりました。皆さんの目の前で今から八崎公の正体をあぶり出します。
I take out the knife I brought from the manor and give my palm a shallow cut. Alarmed by the action, everyone scrambles to intervene, but I stop them and continue my explanation. So I'm gonna cut myself in front of the black SPX?
落ち着いてください。これまで説明してきた通り、八崎公の正体は死を誘導する能力に長けた人物です。そしてその巧みな誘導は理想探偵が死ぬ時にも使われていました。
理想探偵の死にもやはり八崎公が関わっていたのですのね。
I mean, the only skill I could really think of was, once again, Doleful's danger sense.
ええ、八崎公は僕らの目の前で堂々と、しかし誰にも気づかれることなく SPX を誘導してみせました。
Oh, yeah. He was the only one out of all of us that was confirmed to be bleeding, and the SPX would have targeted him because it was made by the secret police in order to essentially get rid of Invincible.
どのように誘導したのですか？
By cutting himself.
少女は
Wow.
興奮を抑えつつ尋ねた。
That is... Wow.
誘導した方法は血です。
血？そういえば外道探偵も血の匂いで赤い SPX を誘導していましたわよね。血で SPX が引き寄せられるならあなたのその出血はまずいじゃありませんの？誰か止血を！
僕の血は大丈夫です。いや、正確に言えば
Wow.
とある人物の血液以外は平気なんです。
Okay, hold up. I know this because I got the clue, the red light that gave us the lexicon word. But how did Watto find out that it chased a specific person's blood? Oh, wait, no. No, wait. No, actually, no. It makes sense. I was always wondering, like I said before, if it just chased after blood, why didn't it just continue hunting down Saika? Saika was bleeding after it got it, but there would be more blood, so clearly it would have just, continued hitting the blood stain if it was just attracted to blood. But no, it was attracted to a specific someone, and that's the reason why. I mean, Saika died because she was trying to defend, but if she wasn't trying to do that, it would have just gone past Saika towards the culprit, and the only person we know at that time was bleeding was Dolful.
どういうことですかと、少女は理解が追いつかずに首をかしげた。
That being said, I don't know if they planned Saika's death. I might have to still think on that, but at the very least, they were definitely planning on trapping everyone inside the manor by putting their blood on the door so that the XPX would keep slamming against the door.
緊急停止用のヒントを出題しない SPX が警備用だっていうのは赤い SPX でよく分かったよね。黒い SPX はおそらくもっと明確な目的で作られたものなんだ。
And he figured this out, like, logically. I guess that's how we end up getting in our lexicon, because Watto figured it out.
明確な目的？それは一体？
説明は後です。皆さん、ナイフを手渡しますから。軽く大丈夫。僕の予想では、黒い SPX は動き出しません。それに、何か起きた場合はヘリポートを起動させて、地下へ下ろせばいいんですよ。僕を信じてください。
A heavy silence hangs in the air, but then...
仕方ありませんわね。
Okay!
私がリーダーとして先陣を切って差し上げますわ。
Posh snatches a knife from me and cuts her palm open. Blood wells in the center of her hand, but the SPX shows no sign of stirring.
家族さん。
あなたの推理にはこれまでたくさん助けられてきましたものね。ただし、これで犯人がわからなかったら、乙女の柔肌を傷つけた罪を償ってもらいますからね。
乙女という年齢でもないでしょう。
Oh, come on, she's not that old. Wait, I almost skipped this. The girl said before grabbing the knife from MILF Detective.
文学さん、あなた私に対して当たりが強すぎますわよ。
Oh my god, why MILF of all things? I get calling her old, but still.
21歳ですから、まだまだピッチピチのヤングウーマンですわ。
Young woman.
ピッチピチとか表現がおばさんすぎて草生えますと、12歳の柔肌に触れながら少女は笑顔で一瞬
God damn it. As she banters casually, Bookworm glides a blade across her palm, drawing a thin line of blood. Ooh, everyone's just doing it.
こんな方法でごめんなさい。
次は私の番ね。もし深く切っちゃいそうで怖い子がいたら代わりに切ってあげるから。
I'll cut you free of charge. One after another, the remaining detectives cut themselves to prove their innocence. As I watch, I expounded my train of thought.
黒い SPX も赤い SPX と同様に警備用だとしたら、追跡する対象がいるはずだよね。そして社畜さんの警戒ぶりからもわかる通り、機密警察がここまで警戒するのは、地下迷宮から脱走した不滅探偵だけだ。
So, I actually don't know. Did Gourmet cut herself yet? Not yet. So the ones left are Gourmet, Armor, Techie, and Dolful.
社畜さんは不滅探偵の正体が下道探偵だと思っていたけれど、本当は違う。下道探偵は複数人の仲間と共に島から脱出したと言っていた。その中に本物の不滅探偵、未来の八つ咲き子は紛れていたんだ。
So here we're confirming that Invincible is indeed the Quartering Duke.
そんな不滅探偵を警戒する組織が開発する SPX があるとすれば、それは科学くんのフレンズクンクンくんにも使われていた。顔や名前はいくら変えられても血液だけは変えられない。
That makes a lot of
そ
sense.
の匂いを追跡する SPX を開発することで、いつ復讐されそうになっても平気にしたんだ。
Invincible was invincible because they didn't die, no matter what they threw at them, but that didn't mean they didn't bleed.
これは推測だけど、黒い SPX がこのヘリポートのそばに設置されていたのは、いつ不滅探偵が侵入してきても 対応するためだったんじゃないかな。でもいざ侵入してきた不滅探偵はこの黒い SPX の特性を完全に理解していた。そして皮肉なことに不滅探偵を襲わないばかりか、血の匂いで操られて理想探偵を襲うことになってしまったんだ。
Did they put their blood on Saika somehow?
忘れないよ。君は確かに隠し通路で出血していた。
Yeah, this is doleful.
仲間のために体を張っているように見せかけながら、君は自然な流れで出血してみせ、その時に備えていたんだ。どうしたの？手が震えてるよ。怪我には慣れているはずだよね。
Shouldn't you already be used to pain already?
飛脚探偵、いや不滅探偵、あの時のように出血してみせてくれよ。そうすれば君の無実は証明される。心からお詫びもするし、何度頭を地についたって構わない。だから頼むよ飛脚君、僕に謝らせてくれ。僕の推理は的外れだって。笑ってよ。
Man. Oh. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really suspect Doleful that much. Sorry, let me phrase it. That much before the introduction of like the invincible detective thing and how like the concept of it. And then looking at like the abilities of everyone, Doleful just had like one of the more unnatural abilities. Like everyone else had something that could be like, you know, described as, you know, a specialty, but the future sight as well as the danger sense just felt like something that isn't really normal, at least not something that can just easily be a specialty to obtain. And that's when I started suspecting it. But I think the moment that really made me, like, I don't want to say convince, but put Doleful on my hit list was when he said that he pushed the button for Renegade on the elevator that ended up killing him. Because Doleful has such a good sense of danger. He knows whether or not someone is going to die because of something. So why push the button? If he pushed the button, he would have sensed Renegade's death, but he did it regardless. So that's the thing that really got me to suspect him. But no matter how much I call to him, he refuses to reply. His silence is far more telling than words could ever be. He really is the quartering duke. He's gonna start laughing. You found out. Everyone exclaims at once. The whole group's gaze shifts to Doleful, whose entire body is trembling as he still clutches the knife, his legs glued in place. He can't do it. He knows that if he cuts himself, the SPX is going to go right towards him, giving them all the proof they need. I mean, technically, he could get away by cutting himself and then putting the injury on, well, everyone else, so that his blood is spread across. But it'll still chase after him, and, I mean, he's already exposed.
洋館の扉にもよく見ると血がついていたよ。科学君の力を借りて血液を確認してみたら君のものと一致した。黒い SPX が洋館から離れないよう扉にべっとりと血をつけておいたんだね。全然気づかなかったよ。
違うよ、布君。
Doleful finally breaks his silence with a plea of denial.
僕たちはこれまで一緒にたくさん危険な試練を乗り越えてきたよね。それなのに本気で僕を疑うの？僕だっていつも命がけだったよ。いつも死を覚悟してた。
No, they haven't. Because they're invincible. Oh, man.
それなのに疑うなんてひどいよ。僕は不滅探偵なんかじゃない。信じてよ、無能君。
そうだね。飛脚君はいつだって危険な状況で最前線に立ってくれた。たくさんの脅威を一身に引き受けてしまう体質なのにすごいって心から思ってたよ。 でもそれって見方を変えると、今までどんな脅威からも生き延びてきたってことだよね。
I mean, there was one denouement where he was supposed to die, the one with the spikes, but we got him out of that.
社畜さんの語っていた不滅探偵の特徴の通りだ。そしてもし君がどんな状況でも生還できる自信を持っているとしたら、君が最前線に立てるのも当たり前だ。自分が死なないことを確信しているのだから。
Wow, in most cases, I don't like the fact that he's essentially focusing on the gimmick of the person rather than the person. But because it's so established in this case, it's like, it makes a lot of sense. They're invincible because they can survive any challenge that's thrown at them. Whether it maybe not complete it, but survive everything. And it's shown time and time again that Dolful, with his danger sense, he's able to get out of danger. I started to advance as I speak, but Dolful shrieks, turning the knife towards me. His legs are quivering, and his face is fraught with terror. There's no way this is just an act.
いつから疑ってたの？僕はずっと信じてもらえてるって思ってたのに。
Oh, kinda hate suspecting Dolful, because for a good, at the very least, half of the game, I want to say probably even 60% of the game, I think the people I trusted the most in the beginning were Saika, obviously, Armor, Dolful, and Downtown. And also, Mystic. But, we already saw what happened to Downtown. She ended up being, the killer of Case 2. And Mystic ended up dying. So, having trust in someone isn't exactly proof.
ずっと信じてたよ。今だって信じたいって思ってる。でも洋館の扉に血がついているのに気づいて、初日の君の出血の意味を考え始めたら、全てのピースがはまってしまったんだ。ねえ飛脚君、本当のことを教えてよ。君は本当に八つ咲き校なの？
While screaming to keep me at bay, Dolful hunches down, cowering where he stands. The sight makes me want to cry, but I push through the overwhelming guilt and attempt to speak with him once more. Oh man, this really shows how much Watto has grown, because in the past he would have started doubting himself now, but he's confident in his own investigation, his own theories, and now he's able to fight through all of it in order to make sure that he finds the truth. Oh, my boy's grown up.
離れて無能ちゃん。その子はさっきから泣いてなんていないわ。もう演技はいいんじゃない？飛脚ちゃん。私はね、人が嘘をつく時の匂いがわかるの。
This smells the smell of a liar. In that case, why didn't you just ask everyone if they were the quartering duke, and if they lied, you could have smelled it. Easy peasy.
これまではうまく隠してきたみたいだけど。
Oh, okay, never mind.
今のあなた、とっても匂うわ。
It's not that simple. It's because Dolful knows that Watto knows, and he's stressing the heck out, and that is releasing the smell of a liar.
愉快で愉快でたまらない。優越の匂いがね。
愉快だなんて、そんな。
飛脚君。
A noise, almost like the hiss of leaking air, mixes with Dolful's wailing. The strange sound grows steadily louder. Oh no. Oh no. It's always kind of creepy how the sound of a scream, the sound of crying, and the sound of laughter can sometimes get mixed in with each other. Sometimes they're so close that you can't tell which is which, and now, well, their panic is going to slowly turn into maniacal laughter, I'm sure. And then... He shifts into a chillingly familiar laugh. Oh.
そりゃ愉快に決まってるでしょ。
This is so... I guess I want to say out of character, but nah, this is, I guess, the way they truly feel. Doleful is crazy. We just couldn't ever see it. It's delectable, man. Seeing all these deaths made them feel that way. Oh, man.
こんな最低な僕のことを心の底から信頼してくれているんだもん。最高に愉快で最強にエンターテインメントに決まっているさ。
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it's entertainment. It's interesting how Doleful feels the opposite of Downtown. Downtown was like, man, I can make this guy trust me so much, but I know the moment that like this he finds out the truth, he's gonna hurt, and that's gonna hurt me. Meanwhile, Doleful's like, oh man, look at this guy. He trusted me this entire time. Oh man, I can't wait to watch him break. Unconsciously, I speak his name aloud. No, his name is Rayo Gray. This person, possessed by a maniacal laughter, is far removed from the Doleful I've known. Oh wait, I just remembered something. The first RT we got was for Rayo Gray, but it's almost like, so I know RTs are, I think they're optional. I'm not 100% sure actually, but I'm pretty sure they're optional. But they kind of made it in a way where we were going, because that was the first one, we had a tutorial for it, so, which is almost like the game's way of saying, here, check this out. And any normal person going through the game would definitely check out the first one. So they would have checked out Doleful's RT, which would have given us, you know, more information about him. So in a way, although it's not mandatory, it was the one that was the most heavily pushed by the game. So it's almost like, oh man, that's actually kind of interesting design, because it's like the game saying, I want you to check out this RT, maybe to mislead you, maybe to give you more information, whatever. But this is the one that you're supposed to check out, while the other one's kind of optional. The others are stock still, similarly dumbstruck.
その返事は肯定と捉えてよろしいですわね。
Oh man, I still can't get over this. They're so, like, the eyes are so crazy. Oh man. Posh opens her mouth again. Resolute, she faces Doleful and addresses him once more.
あなたを信頼していた私たちがバカでしたわ。証拠は揃っています。探偵同盟の助けが到着次第、あなたを拘束しますわ。
証拠？証拠って何？
That's true. I don't think we have anything concrete. We only have our theory of the fact that, well, his blood attracts the black SPX, but unless we're able to convince the DA, the rest of the DA, that the black SPX only tracks the Quartering Duke, aka Invincible Detective, they're not gonna really buy it. That being said, we could always, you know, do it in front of them, but unless they have the programming for the black SPX, there's no proof.
は？ですから、先ほど無能さんが口にした一連の
僕の血が扉についていたから全ての黒幕？そんな論理は通らないよ。確かに扉に血はついたかもね。あれだけ必死に逃げたんだもの。怪我の一つや二つして当然さ。その血が扉についていたから犯人だっていうのはさすがに無理があるんじゃない？
They're right.
君だけはナイフで手を出血させないじゃないか。
Because it hurts.
他のみんなは血を流してみせたんだ。もう君以外に八つ咲き講だと思われる人はいないんだよ。
血の匂いを元に追いかけてくるメカが近くにいるんだよ。そんなこと怖くてできない方が自然だよ。それとも僕に強制するの？そんな権利はないよね。僕には君の提案を跳ね抜ける権利がある。その権利を主張して犯人呼ばわりは侵害だ。
Posh and I are lost for words. By now, it's obvious that Doleful is Invincible Detective, but we still have no physical proof. In light of his rebuttal, we can't actually condemn him of anything.
理想ちゃん殺害を含むこの島での一連の事件については確かに何も言えないわね。でも これまでの八崎港事件についてはどうかしら。あなたがいくら反論しようとも、私たちはあなたを八崎港と考えて捜査するわ。100人以上が死んだ事件ですもの。必ずあなたにつながる証拠は見つけられる。いつまで笑っていられるか見ものね。
I need to find out why people were willing to die for you, literally. I need to understand, because until that is explained, I can't understand why half these deaths occurred.
八崎港事件の真相を解き明かすっていいよ、やってごらんよ。
Oh, that's a new expression.
君たちの熱意に免じて仮に八崎港を演じてあげたっていい。まあ僕はこの事件の真相は誰にも知られない方がいいと思うけどね。君たちはまだ気づいてないのかな。もし八崎港事件の真相が明るみになればどうなるのか。
I mean, if that happened, the DA will lose all trust because one of the members was a highly ranked detective. So yeah, they would have to disband, and then all the people that may have supported the Quartering Duke would kind of go ballistic.
八崎港事件の真相。
まさか。
Gourmet takes a step back, seemingly struck by a revelation.
最低の殺人鬼と少女は苦虫を噛みつぶしたような顔で言った。
文学さんも分かったの。八崎港事件の真相って一体。
無能探偵ならきっとわかるはずです。最初と最後の事件を振り返ってくださいと少女が説明する。
I don't get it.
最初と最後の事件。
The first and last cases of the Quartering Duke cases, I don't think we know them, right? Unless you're talking about the first and last cases of this island. Nope, okay, of this island. The first, the case of the dismembered detective, utilized mechanisms built onto the chandelier to kill remotely. In reality, it had been self-orchestrated suicide, one that senior staged in collusion with downtown. Oh, I get it. They're saying the first and last case here were the only ones that matched the MO of the Quartering Duke, but Dolfo literally had nothing to do with them. He didn't kill anyone. They killed themselves, literally. The actual plan had been for both of them to die simultaneously, killing each other. The case of the Paradox murders, was an odd one. 2 deaths occurred in quick succession thanks to Workaholic's efforts. When Renegade reset the breakers, Workaholic was electrocuted by his own trap, triggering the countdown for Renegade's collar to explode. Though Renegade had resisted, he ultimately died by someone else's hand, not Workaholic's. This case, too, was originally meant to have 2 individuals responsible for one another's death.
探偵八崎殺人事件と矛盾回想殺人事件の共通点。それは本来2人の死者が被害者であり加害者となっていた。
Oh man, it just hit me. What they're saying is that the Quartering Duke never killed anybody. Holy crap, they're saying that the Quartering Duke, in every case they had, convinced 2 people to kill themselves or kill each other. So they never actually killed anyone.
この2つの事件が八崎港によるものだとしたら、これまで起きてきた事件の真相はどうなるかしら。
これまでの八崎港事件も死者は必ず2人だった。
They're saying that they're all double suicides or murder suicides.
この島での事件と真相が同じだとしたら。
2 people dead, each a victim and a perpetrator, with a notable lack of evidence tying them to the Quartering Duke. Oh, that's why there's no evidence. It's because he didn't actually do anything. Or he incited them, so that's definitely something, but there's no proof that he incited them. My heart jumps. Could it be? No. There's no way. The thought alone sends a chill down my spine.
ビドックが捜査を止めた理由を理解できていなかったみたいだね。
Dolfo laughs, apparently sensing my unease.
君はさっきから僕を人殺しとして扱うけど、もし万が一 八つ崎港事件に犯人なんていないとしたら
Oh man, that's actually really interesting. Holy crap.
もし二人の死者が互いに互いを殺し合っているだけだとしたらどうなるかな。
どうもしませんわよ。あなたの罪を糾弾するだけですわ。
Oh, I see where this is gonna go. Oh my god. That's why Renegade, that son of a bitch, was smiling. He was smiling because he knew that his did not end up as a murder-suicide or a double suicide or a double murder. It's because he managed to get someone to kill him. And that person ended up being the Quartering Duke. Or like, not someone, but like another person other than Workaholic. Oh, that sneaky son of a bitch. And now that like we know that Dolfo was the one who pushed the button, we can pin that murder on him, even if it's accidental.
簡単な話じゃないんですよ、カズマさん。
That's the reason why he posted that note. Pressing this button will result in death.
はい？どういうことですの？
Cheeky
結
son
局
of a
八つ
bitch.
崎港が悪いのですから、真相を公開すれば良いじゃありませんの。
八つ崎港の罪を問えるかどうかが問題なのです。
Oh, I can't wait for the moment they bring that up. That's actually so such a gotcha moment. Oh man.
文学さんの言う通りです。漁師さんも渋谷さんも、そして社畜さんも、きっと八つ崎港の指示で自分たちが死ぬトリックを用意したんだと思う。その証拠さえつかめれば自殺教唆の罪を立証できる。もうその証拠をつかめない限り
八つ崎港の罪を問うことはできない。そうだよね。それに問題はそれだけじゃないよ。これまで八つ崎港の被害者だと思われていた人たちがみんなただの被害者ではなくて殺人を犯した加害者になる。これは大変だ。なんたって八つ崎港の罪を問おうとこれまで必死に捜査してきたのに八つ崎港は手を下していなかったんだから。君たち探偵同盟の推理によって100人もの悲劇の被害者が100人もの異常な加害者に転じる。
Oh, that means that means Downtown's best friend ended up becoming a killer. Instead of being killed by the Quartering Duke, they died because of them. Because they were incited by the Quartering Duke to kill someone or do, you know, a double suicide or a murder suicide. Wow. Wow. Oh, that's how they're connected. Oh man.
君が大好きな悲劇を覆すってやつだね。そんな真相を解き明かしたところで誰も幸せになんてならない。誰も知りたくないって思わない？
それでも僕たちは探偵だ。真相を闇に葬るなんてできるわけないじゃないか。
かっこいい言葉だね。しびれるよ。そんな正義を振るうなら覚悟はあるんだよね。
Oh man. You know, this might be definitely like the climax of the case. We find out who the Quartering Duke was, but this episode has been going on kind of long, and I feel like this part will probably be the home stretch. So I'm gonna stop it here for today. I have the ability to save, thank God. But holy crap, that was a lot, man. Okay, so we definitely confirmed that it was Dolfo. I'm glad that at the very least I was right on that mark. But man, I didn't realize Dolfo was such an expert at inciting people to kill other people or to kill themselves. Wow, but how did you do the first murder, the one we saw, where you literally just blew up 2 people? I don't know that one. But we'll find out the rest about this case next time and finish off this game, hopefully. But until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!